welcome to Geeks for Geeks. I am Chaitanya Munje, and in this video, we will be creating a simple tic-tac-toe game application in Android. We will be creating both single player and multiplayer application in the offline mode. Now, here is the application which I have already built. We will take a demo of this application, that what we are going to build in this video. So first of all, we will play a single player game. So as I click on single player, a tic-tac-toe board will be appear. Now, when I click on first option, the another will be automatically played by the robot. Now this is how we will play the single player mode. Now we will move towards the multiplayer game. In this, I have to itself play as a multiplayer. In this way, we are going to build both single player and multiplayer game in our Android Studio. Now let's move towards our Android Studio. After that, inside our activity underscore main.xml, we will be creating two buttons which will be for selecting the single player and multiplayer. So for creating two buttons, we will remove this text view. We will change this constraint layout to relative layout. First of all, we will create a simple text view. Specify width as match parent, height wrap content. Text will be our app name, that is tic-tac-toe. We will add text alignment to center. Text size as 30 sp. Text color as black. Gravity as center. Layout center horizontal as true. Specify margin top as 50 dp. Padding as 5 dp. We will add ID to this text view. After that, we will create a button which will be two buttons. The one will be for single player game and another for the multiplayer. Specify width as 100. Wrap content. Height as wrap content. Specify text as single player. Text all caps as false. Specify ID. Single player. We will align this button to below of our head text view. Layout center horizontal as true. We will specify margin top as 40 dp. Now we will create similar button. So simply copy this button and we will paste. Now we only have to change the ID, that is multiplayer. And we will align this button below to our single player. Now we will be adding on-click listener to both of these buttons to open our gameplay. So for that, we have to go to our main activity.kotlin file. Inside this, we have to create two variables for our button. Single player button. Multiplayer button. And we will create one more variable which will be to check the single user or not. So we will create a var and we will initialize it with a false. This will be our boolean value. Here we have to import it by just pressing Alt and enter. Now we have to initialize this button with the ID which we have given. After that, we have to add the on-click listener to both of our button. Now after clicking this button, we have to open new activity. So for that we will create a new activity. So for creating new activity, we have to just navigate to our package name, right click on it, then click on new, and then we have to go to activity and select as an empty activity. Inside this we have to name our activity as gameplay activity, and we have to click on finish to create our new activity. Now inside on click listener we have to change, for single player button we have to change the value as of single user equal to true, and inside this we have to start our new activity. So for starting a new activity we simply have to write start activity. Now in multiplayer we have to change single user to false. We have to simply start activity, and we have to specify the activity which we have to open, that is gameplay activity. Now we have completed the coding in a main activity.kotlin file to open a new activity when user clicks on any of the button. Now the activity which we have created is activity gameplay. Inside this we will be creating the UI. We will be creating the UI for our, that is tic-tac-toe game board. So for that, first of all we will change the root layout to linear layout. We will change orientation as vertical. Inside this we will first of all create a linear layout which will be specify width as match parent, height as wrap content, and orientation as horizontal. We will specify margin top as 30 dp, margin start as 10 dp, margin end also as 10 dp. Here we will specifying weight sum as 2. Inside this linear layout we will be creating two text views that will be for players, that is the score of the player. For player 1 and player 2 we will create a text view, specify width as 0 dp, height wrap content, weight as 1, text as layer 1, text alignment to center, padding to 8 dp, margin 4 dp, text color as black, gravity as center. We will specify id to this text view. We will change padding a little bit smaller. Now we have to create a similar text view which we will for the player 2, that is the score of the player 2. We simply have to change the id and text. So this will be for the player 2 score. Now after creating this we have to move towards creating our the tic-tac-toe game board. So for that we will create another linear layout. Here also we will specify width as match parent, height as wrap content, orientation as horizontal, weight sum. Here we will be creating three boxes, so we are specifying weight sum as 3. We will specify margin start as 10 dp, margin end also as 10 dp, specifying margin top as 15 dp. Inside this we will be creating the three buttons. specifying width and height as 100 dp. We'll be specifying weight as 1. We will not be using weight because we are specifying 100 dp dimensions, so we will also remove the weight sum as well because we are specifying the constant dimensions. So after that we will adding the margin as to each box as 8 dp. We will specifying id as box 1. After that we will add on click. On click will be a method which will be called when the button is clicked. It will give you, this method will give you error, so we have to create a method. So we simply have to hover and then click on this red bulb and click on create button click. So it will create a method inside our gameplay activity.kotlin file. Now we have to simply create another two buttons. This will be for similar. We have to align this to center. Instead of width, here we will change the box ID to 2, here 3. We have to align this to center. So first of all we will add ID to this. Rather than that we can simply change the add the weight sum to it as 3, and we will initialize, instead of width we will specify width as 0 dp and equally aligned to using the weight. Here also we will change width and specify weight as 1. Now we have created the 3 boxes. Similarly we have to create other 3, so we can simply copy this linear layout. We should reduce the margin a little bit. So we will simply copy this linear layout and use it 2 times. So here we will change first of all the linear layout top margin. Here we will change ID of our box as box 4, box 5 and then box 6. Here also we will remove the top margin and we will change ID as 789. At last we will create one more button which will be for resetting our game. We will specify width and height as wrap content, specifying text as reset game, text all caps as false, gravity as center, specifying margin top as 20 dp, and we will specify ID to this button as. Now we have created the UI design. For our gameplay activity. Now we will initialize all the views which we have created, such as buttons, these two text views and recent button inside our gameplay activity. So first of all, we will create one variable, that is our boolean variable. It will be a player turn, and we will initialize it to true. After that, inside our method, we will create the variable for each of our views, that is all the UIs, that is buttons and text views, which we have created in our XML file. So for creating variables, we have to simply create a variable. First of all, we will create variable for our text view, player 1 TV. Here we will simply change the player to text view. Then we will create the variables for all our buttons, that is box 1 button. So for creating it, the shortcut key is Control D. We will simply change the variable name as button from button 1 to button 2. Now we will create again one more variable which will be for reset button. After that, we will be creating a variable, that is player 1 count, which will be used to store the score. Initialize it with a 0. Similarly, we will create a variable, that is a player 2 count, and initialize it with 0. After that, we will be creating array list, that is player 1, and we will specify data type as int. Again, we will create another variable for array list, which will be for the player 2. After that, we will create again one more array list, which will be for the empty cells inside our tic-tac-toe game board. After that, we will create another variable for active user, which will initialize as 1. Now we have seen that we were using the sound files inside our gameplay. So for using that sound files, we have to add these sound files inside our application. So for that, I have already downloaded that file. Here are the two files. We will simply copy these two files, and inside our Android Studio project, we have to paste these files. So for pasting this file, we simply have to go to res, right click on it, click on new, and then we have to create a new directory for it. And for we have to name that directory as raw. And inside this, we have to paste these two files which we have copied. So these both are the two sound files which we have copied. Here we can get to see the two files has been copied. Now we have to initialize all our variables which we have created. So for initializing all our variables, we have to simply initialize it with the IDs which we have given. Now we will simply press Ctrl D to create our another variables, and now we will change the IDs and variable name for each of them. Here also we will change the ID. Now we will also initialize our reset button. After that, we will be adding on click listener for our reset button, and we will be creating a method inside it, that is reset. So we will this is the function which we are going to create. So first of all, we will create this function. We simply have to click on this reset and then press alt enter. Here we will get to see create a function reset. So we have to click on it. Our new function will be created below. So we first of all implement this function. Inside our reset function, first of all, we will clear our player1 array list, that is player1 dot clear. Then we will create our player2 array list which we are created. After that, we will also clear our empty cells. Then we will set active user to 1, and then we will run a loop from I equal to 1 to 9. Here we will create a variable that is button selected, and initialize it with the data type as a button. And here we will add for each button that is index, and this is the index for the all the boxes buttons. We will initializing the index to each of our button, that is box 1 button. Similarly, we have to do it for the other buttons as well, that is 2 for the box 2 button. So for we simply have to press Ctrl D to create it for all. Now we will simply change the IDs and index to each of our button. In else, we simply write box 1 button. After that, we will add button selected dot is enabled. We will enable all the buttons to true. After that, we will change the text to our button selected to empty text. Along with that, we will also change the text to in our player text view dot text equal to player 1. We will be simply concatenating our text. Now we have created the reset button function. After that, we will move towards the our button click function, which we are going to call inside the button click. That is all the button clicks, we will be calling this function. Now inside this button click, we will first of all check whether the player is having its turn or not. So if player turn, then we will creating a variable that is val, and view as button. After that, we will create a variable for cell ID, and here we will initializing the ID for each of our cell. We'll click on the button, that is v dot id, and here we will initializing id, that is indexes from 1 to 9 for each of our cell. So for button 1, that is r dot id dot id button box. So for this button, we will initializing cell id equal to 1. Similarly, we will add that is id button box 2. We will initializing sale id for this box as 2. Similarly, we will initialize sale id for all our. So for this, we simply have to click on Control D to initial create variables for each. Now we simply have to change the id and sale id for each the box. Now we have changed the id. We simply change the box sale id here. Now after changing the sale id, we have to change player turn equal to false, and after that we will run a handler. So basically handler is used to delay any task. We will have to call the post delayed method, and inside that we have to run a runnable. So inside runnable we have to change the player turn equal to true, and to delay this task we have to specify duration. So we will be specifying duration at the last part, that is 600. So this is in the milliseconds, which will be the delay in milliseconds. So we are specifying that is the 600 means zero point 0.6 second. After that we will after that we have to call a method in which we have to put this button along with the sale id. So for that we will be creating a new function, and we will be naming that function as play now. So we will simply write a function as play now, and inside that we have to pass our button and sale id. After that we will be creating a function. So for creating a new function we have to go and simply click on this red bulb, and we have to create a function that is play now. Inside this we have to specify button name as button selected, and it will be button, that is our view type as a button, and current sale as integer. Here we will change as current sale, which is selected by the user. Now in this method, first of all we will create a variable for our audio file, which we have stored inside our raw folder. So for creating a variable we simply write val audio, and we will call a media player class. It is a predefined class in Android for playing any media, that is the audio file. So we will create a media player, and inside this we have to specify the file, the raw file which we have added in our raw folder. There are the two different files, which one will be for the success and one will be for the on the sound which will be played on selecting any option. So after that we will change active user equal to 1. If the active user is 1, then we will set button selected dot text. We will specify the text as x. Now inside this we will change text color dot set text color dot parse color. Here we are adding the color to our selected button. After that we will add this count, that is player 1 dot add, and we will be adding current cell which is clicked by the user. After that we will also add this to our empty cells array list. And after clicking that we will play our audio by clicking on audio dot start method. Now we will enable the method the button which is clicked by the user, so that user cannot click on the single button multiple times. After that we will simply run a handler post delayed, and inside that we will be calling a runnable to release our audio. So we will be releasing our audio for 0.2 seconds, that is 200 milliseconds. After that we will be creating a check winner variable. Inside this we will be creating a new method, that is the check winner. This method will be used to check the winner whether it is a winner player 1 or a player 2. So we will create a method. Simply we will write a method name here and we will create the method. So for creating a function, we simply have to create function. Our function will be created here. We will be specifying the data type letter, that is from any. We will change it, so it will be the specifically the int. Now inside, after this check winner, we will check whether the winner code, if the check winner is 1, inside this we have to again run a handler, and we will be calling the post delayed, and we will, after the winner has been declared, we will again reset the game by calling a reset method, and we will be delaying this task by 2 seconds. Else if we are checking if it is a single user, if it is a single user, then we will calling again a handler, and we are calling post delayed runnable, and then we will specify here duration as 0.5 second. Now inside this runnable, when it is a single user, we have to create a robot which will be playing the game automatically. So for that we will be creating another function, that is a robot function, so it will be played the game automatically. So we will simply write here the function name as robot, and we will also create the function for this one as well, create function robot. Now our function for the robot has also been created. We will add the code to this function as well. So first of all we will complete this one. Now else, in the else condition, we will simply change our active user to 1. Now here, after this, we will check the active user. If the active user is not 1, then we will add button selected dot text. This means our the second user is playing, so we will add text to O. Here also we will be starting our audio dot start. We will be adding button selected dot set text color dot parse color. Here we will be adding color code. Here we will changing the active user as 1, and we will be adding this to player2 dot add, that is our current cell. Along with that, we will also add it to empty cells dot add current cell, and after that we will running a handler again dot post delayed, and then runnable. Inside this we will release our audio, that is by calling audio dot release, and we will specifying duration as 0.2 seconds. After that, button selected is enabled false. Then we will again create a method to check a winner, and calling a method, our check winner method, to check the winner. Here also we will check if the winner equal to 1, then we will again run a handler by post delayed, and inside that runnable, and we will reset our game. We will be resetting our game after the 4 seconds. Now this method is now completed, that is play now. After that we will be moving towards our check winner function. Here we are getting error because we are not returning any parameter, so that's why we are getting this error. Now we have to write the code inside this function. So for that, first of all we will create a variable for audio, which will be inside the check winner. We are playing a, that is the audio which will be played after the any player wins, so it is a different audio. So we will create a variable for it and initialize it with a media player. Adding it as a raw. Now here we are checking if player 1, that is if player 1 arrays dot contains, we are specifying the patterns. Now in our design we will get to see there are different patterns when the player 1 wins. So the pattern 1 will be the player, that is cell ID. There are different cell IDs. So for this cell the ID is 1, for this cell is 2, for this cell is 3. Now when user checks that is a 1, 2, 3 ID, then player 1 will win. For similarly for 1, 4 and 9 the player win, 1, 5 and 9 the player wins. So these are the different patterns, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then diagonal pattern, then vertical pattern. So these are different patterns. So we will compare all these patterns. So first of all we will check for first pattern, that is player 1 dot contains 1 and player 1 dot contains 2 dot contains 3. So this will be our first pattern, that is horizontal 1, 2, 3 cell ID. So this will be our first pattern which we are going to compare. Similarly, we are comparing all the patterns here. Now for other patterns, we are simply checking player 1 dot contains another pattern will be 147 dot contains 14 dot contains, that is 7. Now we will simply copy this one and we simply have to change the pattern, that is from 123, 147 and other different types of pattern. So here we will change our pattern as 369. We will again add this code. We will change the pattern as 789. Now we will change the pattern to 456. Then we will change it to 159. After that we will change it to 357. And last pattern will be for 258. Here we will removing this OR condition. Now inside this if condition, we have to increment the count for our player 1. That is score for our player 1 we have to increment. That is player 1 count plus equal to 1. That is we have to increment the count of a player. Now after the count has been incremented, we have to disable our button. So for that we will be creating a separate function for disabling our button. We will write the function name as button disable. So in this function we will be separately creating a function for disabling the buttons. We will be adding the code inside it later. Now after that we will simply start our audio, that is audio.start, and along with this button disable function we also have to disable the reset button. So for that we will be creating a function, that is disable reset. We will be using that function here, that is disable reset. So inside this disable reset we will be disabling the reset button. After that we will again run a handler post delete, and inside it we will run a enable to release our audio, and we will add the time duration as 4 seconds. Once the winner has been declared, we have to display a alert dialog. So for that we will create a alert dialog, that is using the create a variable for build, that is alert dialog, and calling a builder method to build this alert dialog. Inside this we are passing our context. After that, for this dialog, we are setting the title as game over. After that, we are setting the message for this dialog as player 1 wins. And after that, we will be also adding as other, that is, do you want to play again? After that, we will be setting two buttons for our dialog box, that will be one will be positive and one will be negative button. So inside positive button, we will set the text as set positive button, we will be setting text as OK. And for this, we will be adding click listener to it as well. That is, on click, we have to reset our game. So we will be calling reset function to reset our game. After that, we will be simply releasing our audio again. Now we will be adding a negative button, that is negative button, and will add the text to it as an exit. After that, we will be adding a dialog to it. And inside this, we will again release our audio. And here we will call a exit function, exit process, to exit from this process and go back to our activity. Now after that, we will again run a handler. Now inside this handler, we will adding a pause delay and writing a runnable in it. And inside this runnable, we will displaying this alert dialogs. So we are delaying the process of displaying alert dialog by 2 seconds. And after that, we are returning 1, as we are checking here, if 1, then the winner, we are checking active user as 1, then winner is 1. So hence we are adding returning as 1. Now here also, now we will add the else if condition for this one. Now in else if condition, we will have to write similar code, but we only have to check it for the player 2. So we will simply copy this one, and instead of player 1, we will add the player 2. That is, this one will be the similar patterns for our player 2 as well. So for adding this, we have to add this in here. We simply have to change player 1 to player 2 for all. We can simply change it by selecting this variable, then click on Control F, and to simply replace it, we have to add Control R. So we will get to see another box. Inside this, we will have to add player 2, and we have to replace each one by one. If we click on replace all, it will replace all the this one variables as well. So for that, we simply have to click on replace one by one. That is, this will replace each variable at a time. Now we have replaced all player 1 to player 2, and after that, here we will change the score of our player 2, that is player 2 count plus equal to 1. And after that, we will again start our audio. Inside this, we will also call button disable function, and we will also call disable reset function. Again, we will run a handler. This code will be the similar, that is from running handler to displaying the alert dialogs, because when the winner to player 2 also wins, we are also have to display the alert dialogs. Only the difference is we have to change the message. So we will copy this same method, that is same code, and paste it here. And only the change is here is that we have to simply change player 1 wins to player 2 wins, because in this condition is for player 2. If the player 2 follows all these patterns, then our player 2 has win. So here we simply change to player 2, and we also return here 1. Now these two conditions, that is the first condition, if condition will handle the for the player 1, the next one will be for when the player 2 wins. Now we have to check whether the game is a draw. So for that we will again add the else if loop, and in else if we will check for empty cells. So if empty cells dot contains ones, this will be the pattern for the empty cells, and empty cell dot contains, here we will be add all the, that is our cell id 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. Now in this condition our game will be drawn, so we have to simply display the alert dialogues, that is game draw or game over. So in this condition the dialog box will be the similar, so we simply have to copy this code, that is alert dialogues, and we have to simply display this one as well as here. Now inside this we have to change our message as game draw, and inside the game draw we will again adding the buttons, that is here we are not releasing any audio, so we have to remove the audio. Here as well we have to remove the audio by clicking on all these buttons, we are not releasing any audio, so we have to remove this audio. And after that we will also have to remove this handler, and we are only displaying the dialog as so as the game draw. Don't have to delay any process by certain time interval, so we simply have to display the dialog as soon as possible. After that we will simply return 1, and at last if the any of the process not follows, then we have to return 0. So now we have completed coding part for our check winner. Now we have return left with a robot function. Now first of all we will complete the other two functions, that is disabling the reset button and other buttons. So that is for disable reset, we will first check for disabling reset, we will first of all clear all our array list, that is player1 dot clear. After that player2 dot clear. Then we will clear our empty cells. After that we will change active user to 1, and after that we will create a for loop from 1 to 9, and inside that we will create a variable for button selected and specify type as button. And we are checking all the button with its id, that is box 1 button, for 2 box 2 button. Similarly we have to do it for other buttons as well, so we will simply use shortcut keys control D. We will change the cell id along with the box id, and we will add else condition to this. Here we will simply pass our box 1 button. Now after that we have to enable all these button selected dot is enabled, and we have to add text to each button as empty text. After that, we have to change player 1 TV dot text player 1 and player 1 count, and we have also changed the player 2 text and player 2 count. After that, we have to disable our buttons. That is, this one will be for the reset. Now, for resetting our button, so this will be for the reset and this will be for button disable. So we have written the button disable code in the reset. So we will simply change the method name here as button disable, and instead of button disable here we will change it to the disable reset. Now inside this reset function we will simply disable our reset button, that is reset button dot is enabled, and we will add it as a false. After that we will again run a handler dot post delivered and add runnable to it. Inside this we will add reset button dot is enabled and we'll enable it to true. We will be delaying this task by 2.2 seconds. Now we have completed our button disable function along with our reset button function, and we also have completed our check winner. Now we have to implement the robot function, which will be called for playing the automatic game in case of a single player. Now for creating this, we simply have to create a random variable, that is RND, and we will have to run this from, that is limit for this random will be from 1 to 9 because we are adding the cell ID as from 1 to 9. Now we will check if empty cells, we have to add these two empty cells. Now if we check if empty cell contains random variable, here it is a if condition. Here we are checking if empty cell contains the random variable which is generated, then we have to again call the robot function. In else condition, we have to create a variable, that is button selected, and we have to call when, and inside this we have to pass our random variable. Now we have to check with cell ID, that is for 1, that is box 1 button. Cell ID for 1 is a box 1 button. Similarly for 2 is box 2 button. We have to use shortcut key similarly for creating other buttons. For other but we will change the cell ID and ID for our button. We will change the ID box 3 button, and inside this we will be adding the else condition to this one as well. That is in else condition we will add as a box 1 button. After that we will simply add empty cells dot add that random to our empty cells. This error is, the highlight of this code is due to this we do not have removed this to do. After removing this to do we will move forward, that is we will be creating a variable for our audio, that is media player dot create. Will pass our context and then we will pass the resource r dot raw dot. Now after that we will call a method to start our audio. We will again run a handler runnable, and inside that we will release our audio. We will pass the time duration as 5 milliseconds. After that, we will add button selected dot text. We are adding similar text to others as well. O. After that, we'll change the button selected dot text color. Set text color dot parse color. After that, we will add this to our player 2 array list, and we will enable as false your button selected. After that, we will again call a check winner method and create a variable for check winner method. We will store the value from the check winner, and in this we will check our winner. If the check winner equal to 1, in this case we will again run a handler dot post delete, and inside this we will run a runnable, and we will call a reset method to reset our game. This method will be called after 2 seconds. Now we have completed the coding part. We will again check all the functions one by one. So in onCreate method, we have first initialize all our variables, and inside reset button we have called a reset function. That is, reset function will reset the game. So inside reset function, what we are doing is we first of all clearing our array list, that is player 1, player 2 and empty cells array list, and then we are changing the active user to 1. After that, we are running a for loop, and we are checking it with the ID, that is with the cell ID and the box button, and inside that we are after that we are setting button selected enabled as true, and inside that we are changing the text to each of our button to empty text. After that, we are also changing the count for player 1 and player 2. Now after reset button, we are calling, that is the button click method. This is, we have added on click. Here we can see that we have added on click to each button, this button click. So inside button click, we are first of all checking the player turn. If the player turn is 1 or other integer, so in that case we are adding the ID to, we are adding cell ID to each of the box. So for box 1, the cell ID will be 1. We are initializing it with a 0, and we are changing the cell ID for each box. So in this case, we are adding cell ID to each one, and after that we are changing the player turn as false. And after the player turn, we are running a handler for the 6 milliseconds, and then we are calling a play now function to play the game. Now inside the play now function, what we are doing is we are first of all created the variable for audio, and we are passing the source of our audio which we are going to play. So this is the source which we have stored inside our raw folder. Now in this raw folder, we are checking if the active user is 1. If the active user is 1, then we are setting the text to button selected as X, and in the next line we are changing the text color. After that, we are adding the current cell ID to our player 1 as well as empty cell. Then later we are starting our audio, and after that we are enabling our buttons to false. After doing all these tasks, then we are releasing our audio and calling a method to check winner. If the check winner is 1, then we are calling a reset function to reset our game. Check winner 1 means the winner is for first player. So if check winner method returns the 1, then the game is been won by any of the player. So we are calling reset function. If it is a single player, then we are calling a robot function to play the another second player game, that is the player 2 game, and else condition we are changing it to active user 1. So this condition will be for the active user 1, and this condition will be for the active user 2. That is, in this case the code will be similar, only the text color for our text is changed and the text is changed. The text will be O in this case, and in the first case it will be X. That will be the marks in our tic-tac-toe board, else the code is same. Now robot function. So in robot functions, we are generating a random variable and we are checking in empty cells. If the empty cells contains that random variable, then we are again calling the robot function to generate another random variable. If the empty cells is not containing the random variable, then we are initializing that with our cell ID, and we are adding that random variable to our empty cells, and we are starting the audio player, that is the audio with our resource which we are added in our raw folder. Now also we have added it to the player 2, that is adding the player 2 random variable to our player 2. After that we are enabling our button by using the false, and then we are again checking the winner. So in check winner, if check winner method returns 1, then someone in the game has won and we have to reset the game. So we are calling the reset method to reset our game. Now inside check winner, these are the different conditions for the patterns. So here we have seen different condition, that is 1, 2, 3. These are the different conditions. So we are checking for different conditions to get our winner. If the first if loop is for the player 1, inside this we are incrementing the player 1 count, and similarly disabling the button and starting our audio, and we are calling a disable reset button to disable our reset button. Then we are displaying a simple alert dialogs when the player 1 wins. And we are adding two buttons, that is positive button and negative button. In positive button we are resetting our game, and for negative button we are simply exiting from this game. Now in the else if loop, this will be the similar condition. This will be for player 2, and this will be the first if loop is for the player 1 and the second one is for player 2. So in this one as well the code will be all similar, only we are have changes here is that we are changing the message as player 2 wins, else other all is same. Now in else if condition we are checking for empty cells. So this condition will be called when the game is drawn. So in this condition we are checking empty cells. If empty cells contains any of these integer values, then we are adding it as a game over. And in this condition we are simply calling these two positive button and negative button, and in this we are exiting the process. If any of this condition do not satisfy, in this case we are simply returning 0. Now the next method is our button disable. In this we are disabling our buttons when the user is playing the game. So first of all we will clearing our player 1, then player 2, and then empty cells, and then we are changing active user to 1. Now in this condition we are setting our button selected to true, and at last we are changing the text as empty, and then we are updating the score inside our player 1 TV and player 2 TV. Now the next function is for disable reset. Inside the disable reset function, we are simply enabling and disabling the reset button. So in first line, we are disabling the reset button, and then we are enabling it by calling a true. Now our coding part has been completed. Now we will run our application to see the output of the application. Now our app has been built. We will see the output of the application. So here we will get to see two buttons as single player and multiplayer. So when we click on single player, we will get to see our tic-tac-toe dashboard, and when we play the game, now in this way we have built a single player. Now we will check the multiplayer option. In multiplayer option we are getting this issue, that is we are getting cross. So for that we will check our code once again. In this, in play now functions, we have to check for the active user. Inside this we have to set active user to 2 instead of 1. We have to set it to 2, so that our, that is the text will be changed. Along with that we will also change the text size for each of the checked boxes, that is text view for each. So we will add the text size to each of this box, that is text size 25 sp to each of them. We will simply copy this one and add it for each button. Now to realign our code, there is a shortcut key, that is Ctrl Alt L. So we have to press this key to align our code in a proper manner. Now we have to again run our application to see the output. Now we will check again for the output of the application. Here, when we click on single player, our single player is working fine. Now we will exit and we will click on multiplayer. Now we have to add it manually. Here we also have completed our multiplayer game. I hope you get to know what we have built in this video. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please comment down below. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to Geeks for Geeks YouTube channel for more updates.